Imagine a moment that could reshape humanity's future among the stars. In July 2025, China's Chang'e 6 lunar probe returned to Earth, carrying a treasure trove of rock and soil samples from the moon's far side, an enigmatic region never before explored with such precision. This 53-day mission, executed with unparalleled technological prowess, has unveiled discoveries that transcend scientific curiosity, igniting a global conversation about the moon's untapped potential. From rare isotopes that could power the energy systems of tomorrow to water ice that might fuel deep space voyages, China's findings are nothing short of revolutionary. This is not just a story of lunar exploration, it's a seismic shift in how we view our closest celestial neighbor, a shift that could redefine the trajectory of human civilization. Stay with us as we unravel the implications of this historic achievement and explore why the world is watching with bated breath. The Chang'e 6 mission, launched as part of China's ambitious lunar exploration program, targeted the South Pole Aitken Basin, a colossal crater on the moon's far side spanning over 2,500 kilometers and plunging more than 8 kilometers deep. This ancient basin, one of the largest impact features in the solar system, holds secrets from the moon's lower crust and possibly its upper mantle, offering a geological record unlike any other. For 53 days, Chang'e 6 operated with cutting-edge autonomy, employing advanced robotic systems to drill, collect, and analyze lunar regolith with unprecedented precision. The mission's sample return capsule delivered materials that have stunned the scientific community, revealing not only the expected lunar soil, but also unexpected compounds that could transform our understanding of the moon's composition and its potential as a resource hub. What sets this mission apart is its technological sophistication. Chang'e 6 utilized AI-driven drilling units capable of real-time soil analysis, selecting optimal samples based on immediate feedback. This level of autonomy marks a leap forward in robotic exploration, surpassing the capabilities demonstrated by other spacefaring nations. The mission's success in navigating the moon's far side, shielded from Earth's view and communication, required a network of relay satellites and advanced communication systems, showcasing China's ability to overcome logistical challenges that have long hindered lunar exploration. These achievements signal a new era of space exploration, where precision, efficiency, and autonomy redefine what's possible. The samples retrieved by Chang'e 6 have revealed a wealth of resources that could alter the course of space exploration and energy production on Earth. Among the most significant findings is a high concentration of helium-3, a rare isotope embedded in the lunar regolith by billions of years of solar wind. On Earth, helium-3 is scarce, but the moon's far side, particularly the South Pole Aitken Basin, appears to hold it in quantities far greater than previously estimated. This isotope is a holy grail for nuclear fusion, promising clean, near-limitless energy that could power humanity for centuries. The discovery elevates the moon from a scientific outpost to a potential energy goldmine, with implications that ripple across global energy markets and geopolitical strategies. Equally transformative is the presence of water ice, detected in significant quantities within the basin's shadowed regions. Water ice can be processed into hydrogen and oxygen, key components for rocket fuel and breathable air. The ability to produce these resources on the moon could slash the costs of deep space missions, making the lunar surface a critical refueling station for voyages to Mars and beyond. Imagine spacecraft launching from lunar bases, unburdened by Earth's gravity, with fuel sourced directly from the moon. This vision, once confined to science fiction, is now within reach, and China's early mastery of these resources positions it as a frontrunner in the race to industrialize space. Beyond helium-3 and water ice, the Chang'e 6 samples contain previously unknown compounds, including exotic silicates and metallic oxides with unique crystalline structures. These materials, still under analysis in Chinese laboratories, could have applications in electronics, material science, and even defense technologies. Their discovery in a region inaccessible to other nations underscores the strategic advantage China has gained, raising questions about how these materials might shape future technologies and industries. The implications of China's lunar breakthrough extend far beyond science, igniting a new space race driven not by flags and footprints, but by resources and strategic dominance. For decades, the moon was viewed as a barren, lifeless satellite, valuable primarily for scientific study and as a stepping stone to Mars. Chang'e 6's discoveries have shattered that perception, revealing the moon as a geopolitical battleground where control over resources could dictate the future of space exploration and global power dynamics. China's technological edge, demonstrated by its ability to navigate, collect, and return samples from the moon's far side, has sent shockwaves through the global space community. Agencies like NASA, long focused on collaborative missions and crewed exploration, now face a competitor with unmatched robotic capabilities and a clear strategic vision. The Outer Space Treaty of 1967 prohibits nations from claiming ownership of celestial bodies, but its silence on resource extraction creates a legal gray area. As China moves toward exploiting helium-3 and water ice, it may set precedents that challenge existing interpretations of space law, potentially leading to tensions over lunar sovereignty. The geopolitical context amplifies these concerns. China's heavy investment in space infrastructure, SPOB satellite constellations, and deep space communication networks positions it to dominate the emerging lunar economy. A permanent lunar base, equipped with power generation modules, communication arrays, and autonomous habitats, could give China logistical control over the moon's resources. Such a base would not only facilitate resource extraction, but also serve as a strategic vantage point for monitoring Earth's orbit and beyond, raising concerns about dual-use applications in science and defense. The Chang'e 6 mission has laid the groundwork for lunar industrialization, transforming the moon into a hub for resource extraction and manufacturing. The low-gravity vacuum environment of the moon offers ideal conditions for producing high-purity materials such as microchips, fiber optics, and advanced metals, which are sensitive to Earth's atmospheric contaminants. The discovery of exotic silicates and metallic oxides in the lunar samples could enable the production of next-generation electronics and energy systems, creating a supply chain that begins on the moon and extends to Earth's orbit and beyond. In situ resource utilization, ISRU, is at the heart of this vision. By harvesting helium-3, water ice, and other materials directly from the lunar surface, China could establish a self-sustaining infrastructure that reduces reliance on Earth-based launches. This circular space economy would involve extracting resources, refining them into usable forms, and manufacturing components for satellites, spacecraft, and lunar habitats. The moon could become a logistics hub where fuel, air, and spare parts are produced on site, drastically lowering the cost and complexity of deep space missions. This shift has profound implications for interplanetary exploration. Fuel production on the moon could enable spacecraft to launch from lunar bases, bypassing Earth's gravity well and reducing mission costs by orders of magnitude. A lunar refueling station would serve as a gateway to Mars, the asteroid belt, and beyond, positioning the moon as a critical node in a solar system-wide transportation network. China's early investments in lunar infrastructure, ranging from drilling systems to solar power arrays, give it a head start in defining the standards and protocols for this emerging economy. China's lunar achievements are not just about space. They are driving technological breakthroughs with far-reaching applications on Earth. The AI-driven systems used in Chang'e 6, capable of autonomous decision-making in harsh lunar conditions, are paving the way for advancements in robotics, machine learning, and data analysis. These technologies could revolutionize industries like mining, disaster response, and autonomous logistics, where precision and adaptability are critical. The mission's communication systems, including satellite relays and lunar laser networks, have pushed the boundaries of deep space connectivity. These innovations could enhance Earth-based telecommunications, enabling faster, more reliable networks for everything from internet services to disaster monitoring. Similarly, the materials discovered on the moon, particularly conductive and insulating compounds, could lead to breakthroughs in photovoltaic cells, radiation shielding, and energy storage, benefiting both space and terrestrial applications. China's focus on closed-loop life support systems tested in the moon's unforgiving environment offers another avenue for innovation. These systems, designed to sustain human presence in extreme conditions, could inform the development of sustainable habitats on Earth, particularly in harsh environments like deserts or polar regions. The synergy between lunar exploration and earthly innovation underscores the broader impact of China's space program, creating a feedback loop that drives progress across multiple domains. The scientific implications of Chang'e 6's findings are as profound as their practical applications. The lunar samples, with their unique isotopic signatures and mineral compositions, are rewriting our understanding of the moon's formation and evolution. The South Pole Aitken Basin, with its deep exposure of the lunar crust and mantle, offers a window into the early solar system, providing clues about the processes that shaped rocky planets like Earth. These discoveries extend beyond the moon, informing our understanding of exoplanets and planetary systems across the galaxy. The anomalies detected in the lunar samples, such as isotopic inconsistencies and unusual compounds, challenge existing theories about lunar formation, suggesting possible connections to Earth's geological past. By studying these materials, scientists are gaining insights into planetary differentiation, impact dynamics, and the origins of our solar system, with implications for how we search for life on distant worlds. China's high-precision instruments, capable of layer-by-layer analysis of lunar regolith, are setting a new standard for planetary science. The data collected from Chang'e 6 is feeding a new generation of comparative planetology, positioning the moon as a Rosetta Stone for understanding rocky worlds. As China continues to analyze these samples, the scientific community eagerly awaits findings that could reshape our cosmic perspective. China's lunar success is more than a technological feat. It's a cultural milestone that resonates deeply with its people. The discovery of lunar resources has ignited a sense of cosmic destiny, reinforcing China's narrative of technological and national supremacy. Educational campaigns, media coverage, and public celebrations are framing the moon as a symbol of China's progress, inspiring a new generation to view space as a frontier of opportunity. This cultural momentum is fueling investment in science and technology, creating a feedback loop that strengthens China's space program. By positioning itself as a leader in lunar exploration, China is not only advancing its scientific and strategic goals, but also shaping global perceptions of its role in the cosmos. The moon, once a universal symbol of human aspiration, is becoming a canvas for China's national identity, with far-reaching implications for how space exploration is perceived worldwide. As China moves toward establishing a permanent lunar presence, questions of governance and sovereignty loom large. The Outer Space Treaty, while prohibiting ownership of celestial bodies, does not address the extraction and use of resources, creating a legal vacuum that China's actions may soon test. By developing infrastructure and setting operational standards, China could establish de facto control over key lunar regions, challenging traditional notions of international cooperation. The emergence of a lunar economy will require new frameworks for resource allocation, environmental protection, and conflict resolution. China's centralized approach to space exploration, blending state-driven goals with private sector innovation, contrasts with the decentralized models of Western nations. As China sets precedents for lunar operations, other nations may find themselves adapting to its standards, raising questions about the balance of power in space. Private companies, both in China and globally, are also entering the lunar arena, complicating the governance landscape. China's hybrid model, combining state funding with market incentives, could give its firms a competitive edge in areas like orbital logistics and lunar construction. As these companies integrate into China's broader space strategy, they may shape the commercial landscape of the moon, influencing everything from resource pricing to infrastructure development. While the moon remains a peaceful domain, its strategic importance is undeniable. A lunar base with access to both the Earth-facing and far sides offers unparalleled visibility for monitoring space traffic, missile launches, and satellite movements. China's ability to establish a persistent presence on the moon, supported by advanced communication and surveillance systems, could give it a significant advantage in domain awareness. The materials discovered by Chang'e 6, particularly those with potential applications in electronics and radiation shielding, could also enhance China's capabilities in space-based defense technologies. While overt weaponization of the moon is unlikely, the dual-use potential of lunar infrastructure, scientific in peacetime, strategic in conflict, cannot be ignored. As China strengthens its lunar foothold, the global defense community is taking note, recognizing the moon as a potential high ground in future geopolitical contests. One of the most intriguing aspects of China's lunar breakthrough is its exclusive access to the moon's far side, a region shielded from Earth's electromagnetic interference. This radio silence makes the far side an ideal location for deep space radio astronomy, capable of detecting signals from the earliest epochs of the universe. By establishing observatories on the far side, supported by relay satellites in lunar orbit, China could pioneer next-generation astronomical research, mapping cosmic radiation fields and detecting gravitational waves with unprecedented clarity. This capability extends beyond science, offering strategic advantages in secure communications and data processing. The far side's isolation from terrestrial interference provides a pristine environment for experiments in quantum communication and artificial intelligence, free from external surveillance. China's investments in quantum entanglement and satellite-based quantum key distribution could be amplified by a lunar data hub, positioning the nation at the forefront of secure, high-speed space communication. This hidden dimension of lunar exploration underscores the far-reaching implications of China's presence on the moon's far side. The South Pole Aitken Basin's unique position, bathed in extended periods of sunlight, makes it an ideal site for large-scale solar energy collection. China's discovery of conductive and insulating materials in the lunar samples opens the door to constructing solar farms directly on the moon, using in-situ resources to power lunar operations. These facilities could not only sustain lunar bases, but also beam energy wirelessly to satellites or even Earth, advancing the concept of space-based solar power. The development of lunar energy infrastructure could redefine the economics of space exploration. By generating power on the moon, China could reduce its reliance on Earth-based energy sources, creating a self-sufficient ecosystem for long-term lunar presence. This infrastructure would also support the processing of helium-3 and water ice, enabling the production of fuel and other resources critical for deep space missions. As China lays the groundwork for lunar energy systems, it is setting the stage for a new paradigm in space exploration, where the moon becomes a powerhouse for humanity's cosmic ambitions. The global response to China's lunar breakthrough has been a mix of awe, urgency, and strategic recalibration. NASA's Artemis program, aimed at returning humans to the moon, now faces pressure to accelerate its timeline and expand its scope to include resource extraction. Other spacefaring nations, including India, Japan, and the European Space Agency, are re-evaluating their lunar strategies, recognizing that the moon is no longer a distant goal but an immediate frontier. Private companies from SpaceX to emerging Chinese firms are also positioning themselves to capitalize on the lunar economy, driving innovation and competition. The path forward will require a delicate balance of cooperation and competition. International collaboration could unlock the moon's potential for all of humanity, fostering shared standards for resource use and environmental protection. However, the strategic advantages of lunar dominance may push nations toward unilateral action, testing the limits of existing space treaties. As China continues to build its lunar infrastructure, the world must decide how to engage with this new reality, ensuring that the moon remains a frontier for progress rather than conflict. The Chang'e 6 mission has set the stage for a transformative leap in lunar logistics, positioning the moon as the cornerstone of an interplanetary supply chain. By leveraging the resources identified in the South Pole Aitken Basin, China is laying the foundation for a self-sustaining lunar ecosystem capable of supporting long-term exploration and industrialization. The ability to produce fuel, oxygen, and construction materials on the moon eliminates the need for costly Earth-based launches, which are constrained by payload limits and launch windows. Instead, lunar bases could serve as manufacturing and distribution hubs, supplying spacecraft with the resources needed for missions to Mars, the asteroid belt, or even the outer planets. This vision of a lunar logistics network with the moon as a central node redefines mission architectures, enabling more frequent, cost-effective, and ambitious deep space expeditions. China's advancements in lunar logistics are driven by its pioneering work in autonomous systems and modular infrastructure. The Chang'e 6 mission demonstrated the efficacy of AI-guided robotics for resource extraction and processing, which could be scaled to support larger operations. Modular power units, communication arrays, and habitat designs already in development for follow-up missions suggest a strategic roadmap toward permanent lunar outposts. These outposts would not only facilitate resource harvesting, but also serve as testing grounds for technologies critical to interplanetary travel, such as electromagnetic launch systems and advanced propulsion. By establishing a robust lunar supply chain, China could dictate the operational standards for future space missions, much like early maritime powers shaped global trade routes centuries ago. The implications of a lunar logistics network extend to economic and strategic domains. A functioning supply chain on the moon would create new markets for space-based services, from resource extraction to orbital manufacturing. China's early lead in verifying and accessing lunar resources positions it to influence pricing, access rights, and technological standards in this this emerging economy. Moreover, the ability to maintain a persistent presence on the moon, supported by a reliable supply chain, enhances China's strategic flexibility, allowing it to respond rapidly to new discoveries or geopolitical shifts. As other nations and private entities scramble to catch up, China's logistical dominance could cement its role as the architect of humanity's interplanetary future. As China advances its lunar ambitions, the environmental and ethical implications of large-scale lunar operations are coming into focus. The moon's delicate regolith, easily disturbed by drilling or construction, poses unique challenges for sustainable exploration. Excessive activity could create dust clouds that interfere with scientific instruments or damage equipment, while mining operations risk altering the lunar landscape irreversibly. China's testing of dust mitigation systems and sealed containment units, as demonstrated in the Chang'e 6 mission, indicates an awareness of these challenges, but the long-term ecological impact of lunar industrialization remains uncertain. Balancing resource extraction with environmental preservation will be critical to ensuring the moon remains a viable frontier for future generations. Ethical questions also loom large, particularly regarding equitable access to lunar resources. The Outer Space Treaty emphasizes that space exploration should benefit all of humanity, yet China's technological and logistical lead raises concerns about monopolization. If China establishes proprietary methods for helium-3 extraction or water ice processing, it could control access to these resources, potentially sidelining other nations or private entities. This prospect underscores the need for international frameworks to govern lunar resource use, ensuring that economic and scientific benefits are shared globally. China's centralized approach to space exploration, while efficient, may prioritize national interests over collective good, prompting calls for renewed diplomatic efforts to define ethical norms for lunar activities. The intersection of environmental and ethical considerations highlights a broader challenge: how to develop the moon responsibly while navigating competing national and commercial interests. China's rapid progress is forcing the global community to confront these issues sooner than anticipated. Collaborative initiatives, such as joint research programs or shared infrastructure projects, could mitigate tensions and promote sustainable practices. However, without clear agreements, the lunar frontier risks becoming a flashpoint for conflict, where environmental degradation and resource disputes undermine the promise of a united cosmic endeavor. China's actions in the coming years will play a pivotal role in shaping the ethical and ecological framework for humanity's expansion into space. China's lunar breakthrough is catalyzing a wave of global innovation as nations and industries race to keep pace with its advancements. The materials and technologies developed through Chang'e 6 are not only transforming space exploration, but also inspiring new approaches to challenges on Earth. For instance, the exotic silicates and metallic oxides discovered in the lunar samples could lead to breakthroughs in high-performance electronics, enabling faster, more energy-efficient devices. Similarly, the AI-driven systems honed for lunar operations are being adapted for terrestrial applications, from autonomous vehicles to smart infrastructure. This cross-pollination of space and Earth technologies is accelerating innovation across sectors, creating a ripple effect that could redefine global industries. The lunar race is also spurring investment in space-related research and development worldwide. NASA's Artemis program, reinvigorated by China's success, is accelerating efforts to develop advanced propulsion, life support, and resource extraction technologies. Meanwhile, private companies like SpaceX, Blue Origin, and emerging Chinese firms are pouring resources into lunar infrastructure, from landers to orbital platforms. This competitive dynamic is fostering a global innovation ecosystem where breakthroughs in one area, such as lunar energy systems or autonomous robotics, fuel advancements in others. The moon, as a proving ground for cutting-edge technologies, is becoming a catalyst for a new era of scientific and industrial progress. Beyond technology, China's lunar achievements are inspiring a global renaissance in space education and public engagement. Universities and research institutions are expanding programs in planetary science, aerospace engineering, and astrobiology, driven by the promise of lunar resources and the need to train the next generation of space professionals. Public interest in space exploration is surging, as evidenced by global media coverage and educational initiatives highlighting the moon's potential. This renewed focus on space is uniting diverse communities in a shared vision of cosmic discovery, positioning the moon as a symbol of humanity's collective ambition to push beyond Earth's boundaries. China's Chang'e 6 mission is not just a milestone, it's a catalyst for a new era of human ambition. The moon, once a symbol of exploration, is now a frontier of industry, energy, and power. With its wealth of resources, from helium-3 to water ice, the moon is poised to become the foundation of a space-based economy, a logistics hub for interplanetary travel, and a laboratory for scientific discovery. China's lead in this new space race underscores a broader truth. The nation that controls the moon's resources may shape the next phase of human civilization. Whether through energy innovation, strategic dominance, or cultural influence, the lunar frontier is no longer a distant dream. It's a tangible reality. As China forges ahead, the world must decide how to respond, balancing cooperation with competition in a race that will define our cosmic future. Stay engaged with this unfolding story. The discoveries of Chang'e 6 are just the beginning, and the moon's secrets are far from fully revealed. What do you think about China's lunar breakthrough? How will it shape the future of space exploration? Share your thoughts and let's explore the cosmos together.